Hi, my name is Tickle, and first I will start with a quick recap of what we discussed about last time. So it was about getting better in languages, and we say that you really needed to get a dictionary for yourself. For example, Duden, this one, Deutsch as Fremdsprache was a recommendation, and alternative was Langenscheid, this one for example. Like to get a dictionary was really important. Then we also talked about some sources like this one, Deutsche Welle, where you had the possibility to get on the website. Let's do it again. Go to Deutsch lernen, Deutschkurse, and then choose your level here. For example, level B1, and then choose one of the different podcasts you have here. Das sagt man so would be an example, and then you have different podcasts you can really listen to. We're not really gonna listen to it right now. And you have the possibility to check the manuscript here. So we have a video about it already. Just check it out. I'm gonna move forward. This is another source I didn't talk about last time. This is mainly for English speakers, I would say, because they don't really have the possibility here to learn German while speaking French or something. But if you speak English, there's no problem. This is quite a good source. German Part 101, just enter your email here and you will get access to different sources and way like that. They also have a YouTube channel. Okay. So we have a video about it already. This is memorize. We're gonna talk about memorize another time, I think. And today I wanna talk about Duolingo actually. So let's just skip forward. And it's also possible to learn languages through videos, series, and TV shows in a general way. With subtitles, for example, that's quite good. German subtitles would be the ideal. It would also be recommendable to watch German TV shows, and those are example. Biorecords is one of them. $1 Billion Code is also a German series. So you can actually read at the same time what's being said. Pretty useful. Just watch the first video, I would say. Bad Banks is another one. Those were on Netflix, on Amazon or Amazon Prime. You have Deutschland 89, Deutschland 86 und Deutschland 83, pretty good, I would say. Moving forward, you have the possibility on RTL.tv to get some German shows too. You just need to find German series here and watch them. But it actually doesn't matter if it's a German show or not. You can watch whatever show you want. Just make sure you put German subtitles, for example. It will be quite useful. Explain why in the first video. PDF will be another one. You can get some good TV shows here. Basically for free here. RT is also for free. This also for free. Get whatever you want. What do I want to show here? Nothing interesting, it seems. Bit is also one TV show you get on Amazon Prime, I think. Join is another source. Okay, good, good, good. Now, what we want to talk about today is Duolingo. It's an app used to learn languages. It's a free app. You can just create an account. And when you have an account, you have the possibility maybe to get some premium membership if you want, but it's not necessary. So here I chose the language German basically, and I'm gonna explain how it works. So you actually start at basic and you move up the skill tree. Okay, so right now I'm somewhere here. I'm just gonna show you how it works. So let's click on questions here, for example. That's the next lesson. And when we click on questions, sorry, we have the possibility to start the lesson. And we also have the possibility to get some tips. So basically some kind of lecture about this chapter. So you get some information here, for example, about personal pronouns and the conjugation of the verb to be in this case. What they're talking about here in German, Frau can mean woman, wife, Mrs. Some extra information about that lesson actually. This is something that you don't necessarily have on the mobile version of the app. Okay, depending on the languages, I guess for German is quite popular, so I guess it should be available on the mobile version too. But there are some other languages where you don't have this possibility here to get some tips, some information about the actual grammar or vocabulary that's involved. You just have the possibility to basically start the lesson. So let's start one of those lessons. The lesson is named questions. Let's go. What is it about?
Frau Merkel ist Kanzlerin.
No, she's not anymore. Okay, Mrs. Merkel is the chancellor. Let's move forward.
Frau Klum.
Herr Schiller und Frau Klum. Okay, so Mr. Schiller and Mrs. Klum. So most of the exercises are just as you can see right now. You're basically just translating. So you should be able at the end of the Duolingo skill tree, you're basically able to read the test and know what it means.
Und
But this is just
schneller.
one part of the language. You also have the possibility here
Herr.
to click on the words
Schiller.
and know how they're pronounced. The pronunciation sometimes a little bit kind of like robotized, so it could be a little bit unnatural. It has advantages and drawbacks to it. The advantage I would say is that since it's a little bit more difficult to understand than a normal language could be, it means that it prepares you actually better to actual language listening, I would say. But the other side of the coin is that you're not pronouncing properly if you just perfectly reproduce what's happening here.
Frau Merkel und Herr Schmidt.
Okay, there's also the possibility to speak. That's something they added in Duolingo. It wasn't necessarily there before, but it's quite good. But it doesn't happen often enough for it to actually be um, productive enough. So for speaking exercise, you will need to practice speaking on yourself or with other apps or with people, ideally. I'm using the microphone right now to record something else, so I guess I will skip it. You have the possibility to skip such exercises. Her call is counselor. They're basically saying the same thing and the whole time. Her call is chancellor.
Sind Sie Frau Merkel?
Are you what? Man, they have some kind of fixation on Merkel here. Chancellor, Chancellor. But you see, for example, in German, it's very important to know the word, but also to know the article that goes with it. And in this case, they're not really showing that. So that could be a limitation here already. So sometimes the Duolingo, I get the feeling, is too much, let's say, too much in linked with the way the English language itself works. Maybe that might be a point. So they're not really preparing you for different aspects of the language. In the case of German, for example, articles are very important. Okay, do you even listen what they say there?
Sind Sie Herr Schmidt?
Sind Sie Herr Schmidt?
Sie.
Nee, sind Sie.
Sie. Herr Schmidt. Ära. 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 Easy.
What
Easy.
the heck? Okay. So that's it. That was just one level, and then you get whatever lingo. I don't even know. Nothing. Okay, here's the possibility to get that. Let's say premium version, and you get unlimited house, whatever. You don't need to buy it. It's not necessarily. It's not necessary. Sorry. So that was it. That's actually how it works. It's important to be consistent. So basically, let's say do it every day or whatever, with the level you want, maybe once or twice, whatever. Um, check the grammar every time it's possible. Check those informations. It's also important to be active, because what I just did there, personally, of course, it was super easy because this is just like level one, and further down the skill, it would probably be more challenging, more demanding, more interesting too, I guess. I hope. I haven't done the German skill tree before, so I don't really know. But I suppose that's how it works for other languages. What I want to say is you need to be active. Doing it this way is not enough to improve in the language. I mean, it might be enough to be able to do some basic reading, I would say, but seriously, if you want to get better in the language, you will have to do a little bit more than that. So you have to write down words actively. Actually, look at the words and write them down. Is it possible to actually, normally here you can go to words and see the words you had, the words you learned. So when you see them, you write them down. Card. What is it? Is it an adjective? Is it a noun? Blah blah. In this case, it's an adjective. Heiß. What is it? Is it like ish heiße, like heißen, like to be called your name, or is it heiß, like it's hot and stuff like that? It's bad. What does it mean? You write it down in a notebook or whatever, and then you can read it again, revise and stuff like that. Ni, what does it mean? Stuff like that. Okay, you need to be active there. Another way to be pretty active with Duolingo is actually not to look at the screen. Let me give you an example. Let's go back to the skill tree. So we start.
Ich heiße Angela Merkel.
You see? So you don't look at the screen at all, but you just listen. Okay? You just listen to Ich heiße Angela Merkel, and then you can try to write it down. Okay, and then check, and then you open your eyes, or what? Sorry, of course, if you write down, you might be opening your eyes already. You might have your eyes open already, but and then you look at the screen and you check if you did it correctly. So you can do a lot more with Duolingo. Okay, so when I think about Duolingo is a pretty good app. First, it's free, and if you're active, you can learn a lot here, like a lot. But if you're just doing this skill tree until the end, at the end of this skill tree, I would say you can get from level 0 to maybe A1 or A2, a basic A1, A2, and a lot of skills will not have been worked on here. Like your listening skills will still be quite weak. Your speaking skills are like zero. Uh, and yeah, so you really need to be active and use it. Use the app to serve your objectives. Don't get used by the app. And please don't get trapped in stuff like Rugby League or whatever. This is not like a competition or whatever. It doesn't matter where you stand here. So don't get disturbed by it. But if you like being first or whatever, if it motivates you, then be my guest. Go ahead and do it. Um, Another thing, as I said, it's not a competition. So the objective is not to get to the end of the skill tree as fast as possible. No, that's not the objective. The objective is to be steady in the learning. So even if you just do like one lesson like this every single day, it's better than doing 10 today and then being off for 1 month or whatever. Okay. I think that's all I wanted to say here. I hope I haven't forgotten anything I want to mention at this point. So thank you for your attention and see you next time.